on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today. Now, it has been quite boring for the Bitcoin price lately. We've been just essentially consolidating sideways. Now, we do need to talk about something that is actually very time sensitive, and that's the fact that you can see right here, Bitcoin has actually had two perfect bounces off of our $28,600 level. And if we actually look at what we're doing right here, we are still trading sort of in this channel, but at the same time, we're also forming this sort of, wedge, triangular, pennant type of a pattern, and we only have at most 3 days until this breaks, and it could break even sooner. So we could be actually having an amazing opportunity finally for a trade setup. Now, I am going to let you know exactly what I'm looking at specifically, and it's not just to do with the Bitcoin chart, but it also depends on what happens in the stocks as well, because they are forming a very obvious pattern right now. And if it does break out either to the upside or to the downside, we know the correlation that Bitcoin has had lately, and it could potentially provide an opportunity to put in a trade. And honestly, there's probably going to be some volatility after this, and then this boring time, the calm before the storm, is going to be over, and that's what we're going to talk about today. I also want to discuss the fact that, it has been very bearish lately, but there are a lot of Bitcoin bears that have been long-term bears of Bitcoin that have now been actually switching their narrative quite bullish. We have an amazing amount of news that I have to go over today. Make sure you stick around to the end of this video. And of course, also Terra, they did get the approval for the 2.0. That is going to happen on Friday. So the big question, considering right now that, you're seeing it's pumping 25%, should you be buying Terra? So we're going to talk about all that, but I do want to focus on the time sensitive, which is what's going to go on with Bitcoin, because we are going to see some crazy moves finally after this wait. So if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed, consider it, and let's dive directly into the chart. So as I did point out right here, we are testing this bottom area. Now, it is providing support. Some people saying this could be the bottom. We don't have confirmation 100% if it is truly the bottom, if this was the capitulation wick. Although, as I did say, that wick that we had for the capitulation did line up very, very nicely with this trend that we were forming right here, right? And with the exception of, the little COVID crash that we had here, if we extend that out, look at that. Perfect capitulation wick, potentially, if that's what it was, right? So as I said, if we zoom in right here, and I'm going to show you what we need to pay attention to, this is the pattern that Bitcoin is forming. You can see the volume is getting extremely low, very boring. This is what happens before these major moves, right? Now, we were joking yesterday or 2 days ago saying, maybe there was a possibility of like a Bart Simpson. You ever see that where we Bart right back up to the top? But I am going to show you what I'm paying attention to first. Now, let's talk about the key levels, okay? We could have a fake out in either direction. Now, the first area would be to pay attention to this downward sloping trend, right? So Bitcoin could potentially come out of this pattern right around that $27,600 level. We could even potentially double bottom at 26.6, but I don't know if we'll actually go that low. But what I could imagine is a fake out here, then the bears get excited. Okay, we're going to have that breakdown, right? And then we end up reversing. Because remember, we still do have the CME futures gap up at around 35,000. And we also do have, these very clear levels that Bitcoin has not reclaimed. We haven't seen that bounce yet, right? Making it even clearer, this is a much clearer looking chart over on the CME futures. You could see how we are forming this, right? And we have 1, 2, 3, right? 3 days, 4 days maximum, 4 days absolutely maximum before we have a break off this move. And you can see that we have held this support very nicely on the CME futures. And as I said, we do have this gap up here. You can see right here, there's the gap, and we do often close these gaps. Now, although we didn't close the gap below us, we did wick into it. So is that good enough? I guess time will tell. I don't really know if that's good enough. It is kind of a large gap between 24.6 and 26, so that's kind of a big area to close. We'll have to see. I mean, we're gonna figure this one out together. I don't know for sure, but I am saying that I do believe this gap is going to get filled personally, because this is a much smaller one. This is only between 34.4 and 35.1. So I do believe that we will get up to that 35 level at some point. But as you can see right here, this is what I'm paying attention to. You can see right now, the S&P has been forming this perfect channel, guys. Look at this channel every time, top, bottom, right? This would be perfect. Long here, short here, long here, short here, right? And over here, we could be looking to break out. Now, this could be a fake out, right? But what I want to see is I want to see if the S&P can actually close outside of this trend right here, right? So we get above here. You could try to play it today if we do break out, but what you want to see is confirmation. So you want to have the candle come up here, maybe maybe come back down and then bounce off of the resistance, right? So we're going to turn this resistance right here into support. And if we do that, then getting back to the Bitcoin chart, I think that Bitcoin would have that breakout to the upside, okay? But do be careful, because if the S&P gets rejected here, we have to see what happens by the end of the day today, right? We need to close a candle outside of it and then have a confirmation candle outside of it. If we don't get that and we start falling back down, then I do think that Bitcoin is going to follow, and then we may come down to some of those lower levels. We may actually come down and hit that area right around $27,400, okay? So that is the trade setup, guys. If you are interested in learning how to trade, make sure that you watch the tutorial popping up above. And I do actually also have something I wanted to tell you guys super quick, and I told you I would say this, so if you don't care, just skip past this, but this is actually an opportunity for you guys, because over on PalmSwap, they are saying to celebrate their successful testnet launch and show appreciation for the community, they're going to be giving away 500,000 Palm tokens for free to the top 100 users. Now, the reason that I'm bringing this up to you guys is because this is on the testnet. So all you need to do is connect your MetaMask wallet to BSC testnet, claim the testnet tokens, and trade on the DEX. The more gains that you make, you'll get higher in the list, and you could possibly get this. Now, one of the reasons why I like what these guys are doing is because obviously, with KYC and all that other stuff, it does get a little difficult, especially, for some of these people in jurisdictions to use these. So there is no KYC, and this is going to be pretty interesting. They do have utility for the token, not saying you should buy the token. I'm just letting you guys know. And also they're going to have limit orders, conditional orders, things that you can't do really on DEXs. Like you can't do that over on Uniswap, right? So I just wanted to bring that up to you guys. It's free tokens. It's a bear market. You're trading on a testnet, and it's a good opportunity. So make sure that you guys check it out. This is what it looks like right here. And I highly recommend you go follow PalmSwap. So I mentioned this a week and a half ago. Today is the day. So they're starting it. So I just wanted to bring that up to you guys, okay? But something else that we do need to pay attention to is also the DXY. So I'm looking at the S&P, I'm looking at the DXY, and like I said, if you guys did want to take this trade and you don't want to do it over on Femex or Bybit, you don't want to risk any capital, you could just go over, do it on PalmSwap. You can use their testnet, you can practice your trading, totally free tokens with fake money, right? And you could also win free tokens. So it's totally free. I just want to throw that out there. I do look out for these opportunities, bull or bear markets. So that is that, guys. Definitely take advantage of that. But of course, getting back to Bitcoin, if we are truly in this bear trend, and if it does last, a similar area like this, I still do have my target set that by November, okay, because, we could, bounce around here, whatever. I don't know what we're going to do. But ultimately, if history does, sort of rhyme a little bit, then I would say that by November of this year, we should be trading back above that $40,000 level. And I still say that $55,000 is a possibility for Bitcoin end of year. I'm still going to stick to that. I could be wrong. We'll see what happens, but that is my prediction for what it's worth. And I'm not a professional, crystal ball reader. That's just what I'm thinking by looking at the charts. Now, I want to talk a little bit about some of the news that we missed out, because we did have some things that happened and I didn't get a chance to talk about them. We have had a lot of these bears. JP Morgan used to be a Bitcoin bear, right? This is crazy. So look at what they just published in their recent note. They said that cryptocurrencies had surpassed real estate as one of their favored alternative assets. So alternative assets mean investments that do not fit into conventional categories like stocks and bonds, while the bank also said that it would not budge from its position that a reasonable price for Bitcoin was $38,000. So they're actually saying that they think Bitcoin is undervalued right now. Oh no, time to counter trade the big guys, right? I don't know. But they are saying the past month's crypto market correction looks more like capitulation relative to last January, February, and going forward, we see upside for Bitcoin and crypto markets more generally. We thus replace real estate with digital assets as our preferred alternative asset class along with hedge funds. So that is pretty incredible. They're saying that we're going to actually put cryptocurrencies above real estate as our preferred asset class. Can you imagine the times that we're living in right now, guys? Also, contrary to the current crypto market, you have the vice president and new product development and innovation at MasterCard saying that he is bullish on crypto and the prospects of the industry. Millions of people are already consuming digital assets and sending them throughout the world. There are early adopters and new adopters, but we have switched towards mass markets, and that will be a very important aspect for financial institutions to move into the space. No one will use digital assets on blockchain unless they're absolutely certain that money is good money. And they also mentioned the Luna and UST collapse. So that was a bit of a, that was a black swan event. Even though, yes, there were some people that said, hey, maybe it could happen. I don't think anyone expected it to lose 99.9 repeating percent of its, overall value, right? I mean, I was seeing some of these guys, they said they had like $1 million, $2 million worth, and now it was worth like a few thousand or something like that. That is absolutely insane. So what Do Kwon is doing is they are going to launch on Friday with the new Terra Luna 2.0. 65.5% of the votes favored the proposal, and essentially this new blockchain is basically Luna, but without the token. So I don't know if the token was really the driving force behind Luna. I don't know how people will respond to just Terra Luna without the token. I don't know enough about that to make judgment on it, but I will say, and let me refresh this and see what we're doing live. Yeah, this is pumping right now, 25% and 31.8%. So I'm not going to tell you to buy this because I don't want to be irresponsible. I know you guys watch this channel. It could be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. You have seen it start to pump. It has pumped 38% already. So we could see a rally on Terra Luna into Friday. Sometimes this is something, but I'm just going to tell you guys right now, if you're going to do this, do it as a gambling risk. You're gambling. That's what you're doing, right? You're taking a bet that maybe you can buy in, so if you want to do like $100, $200 or something, whatever, sure, try it out and see. Maybe you'll make some nice returns off of it. I'm not going to tell you to do it, but it could be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. Do your own research. I just wanted to bring that up to you guys, okay? Having a look right here, though, do remember that we are seeing Bitcoin dominance climb. So even if we do have that Terra Luna spike, or we are seeing a lot of these altcoins rally, it might only be a short-term rally because this, Bitcoin dominance has pretty much bounced off of this 4 times right here. And we could be looking to go from 45%, at least minimally, up to 48%. So we could still see a 3% Bitcoin dominance increase before we really see that resistance right here. And obviously the reason that we get that resistance is because this was the support, right? And you can see once we lost it, boom, we fell right through it. So if we hit this again, Bitcoin could be looking for another 3% dominance. Now, personally, I still think that Bitcoin dominance is going to continue to increase anyway, even if we do get a little bit of a pullback. I think your next level is 52, and I think we get to around that 57 before we really start to maybe see that shift back into altcoins, really, where like you're going to get those really cheap discount prices, right? So, but be careful with altcoins in these type of markets. Now, talking again about what's been happening, well, World Economic Forum, we had Francis Suarez, the Miami mayor. He said that Bitcoin should be seen as an innovation perspective rather than just an investment, right? Instead of just, I want to buy Bitcoin at 30 so I could sell it for 60. He says, no, we live in a world where innovators only look at things from a return perspective, but Bitcoin should be seen from an innovative and technological perspective. He also claimed that the Bitcoin price would become stable over time when it would shift from being an asset class to a form of currency. However, I assume that when we do actually have a stable Bitcoin, it's probably going to be much higher than where we are right now. Like I'm thinking somewhere around the $500,000 to $1 million level, we might see Bitcoin sort of, chilling out. Right now, though, I don't think that the volatility is over with. And don't forget, even though we do have some naysayers over at the World Economic Forum, 44 nations met up in El Salvador, right? We had these central banks from all these different countries talking about Bitcoin. So I think that this is a little bit bigger news than the World Economic Forum news. But that being said, guys, really huge news. You probably heard about this already. But you can see right here, Central African Republic is going to launch a Bitcoin and crypto hub. This was the announcement right here. And they also say, in addition to building a legal Bitcoin and cryptocurrency hub recognized by its parliament, Sango aims to take the Bitcoin legacy to the next level and institute a cryptocurrency economic zone in the Sango Island where users will be able to propose, view, and contribute to its future developments. This is awesome, following the unanimously adoption by the National Assembly. And keep in mind, they are the second country, right? And I do think you're going to see more do it over time. So their plan includes facilitating land acquisition in Bitcoin for investors worldwide and creating a digital national bank. The government said in the document that it will also fully support access to the country's other natural resources. And I also heard, this was on Twitter, I don't have it pulled up, that they may be developing their own wallet for a Lightning Network or something like that. They might be using the Lightning Network. I don't want to spread rumors, but I did hear something like that. So that is the news for today. As I said, guys, let me get my drawings out of here. Pay attention to this. See if we break out of this area right here. Pay close attention to the DXY and also whether or not the S&P can truly break out of this channel. You can see we're having resistance. Right here as I'm making the video, we're having resistance, and that's exactly what we did here. We had resistance here. We had resistance here. We had resistance. So is it going to be different this time, or is this the short opportunity? And, like I said, in downtrends, it is tough when you're shorting, and I don't like to short. I hate shorting. I don't want to short Bitcoin, but if you do want to maybe get some more Bitcoin, pay attention to this, and you can get those swing, those little swing type trades in there, right? Not recommended for beginners, but I just want to let you guys know that the opportunities are there, but you have to be patient. Don't try to chase them, right? Let the market come to you. That's rule number one. Let the market come to you. Don't chase the pump. Don't chase the dump. Don't try to catch the knife, right? Let it do what it's going to do and watch the charts and play off the charts, right? Obviously, you guys know if you want tutorial popping up above, there's $16,000 in bonuses below. But that is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I make these videos. We are going to see some crazy moves for Bitcoin, 3 to 4 days max, maybe sooner. Maybe today or tomorrow, right? Keep your eyes on it. It's about to get very, very less boring very, very fast. So thank you for coming back to the channel. You are awesome. Have a wonderful day. And if you haven't checked out these videos popping up right here, right now, check them out. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.